Hello and welcome back to Starfield 2026. We are nearing the end, I think, of the Three-Star Rangers quest line. It's been, well, I've got 6 videos on it so far, each somewhere around an hour, plus or minus a huge amount. And we have dealt with Paxton Hull, and we have been pointed at apparently Ron Hope. So let's go talk to Mr. Ron Hope.
Smugglers always like to use Hopetech ships to resemble legitimate transports. I wonder how the company feels about that.
Okay, we are armed and dangerous. I'm still wearing my Three-Star Ranger deputy uniform.
Howdy. Pardon.
I don't suppose Nia would want to come talk to
Local security handles most problems here. I only get involved when it's something big. Sure, we get the occasional bar fight, but it's usually pretty quiet around here. Not usually. Local security handles most of their issues. Every once in a while, though, we need access to sensitive information as part of our work. Badge or not, some folks aren't fond of letting us poke around in their books and personnel files. Honestly, though, it's not that common. Most people are willing to work with us because they know it's in everyone's best interest.
Okay, so
Bye.
that's something I've never checked before. I thought maybe there was an option to bring her along with you. So, maybe some official Three-Star Ranger muscle involved here, but I guess it's just going to be the deputy and Andreja.
Ron Hope's the best thing that's happened to us.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Deep, deep, deep.
Well earned, Burkett. We set some ambitious quotas. You met every one.
Well, I won't pretend it was easy, but everyone pulled together and we got it done.
I'll let you share the good news whenever and however you like.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Good to see you again. Well, I've just received a report from the Marshal about your progress. He said you had a promising lead on the mercenaries who stole my ship. I trust you're here with good news. Did you now? Well, don't keep me in suspense. Oh, the same Paxton Hull who was court-martialed during the Colony War? Well, I've never met the man, and I can't imagine why he'd make an accusation against me. That two-faced bastard kept the slate. Oh, I suppose this is his revenge against the Council of Governors for what happened during the war. I'm impressed, Deputy. It's clear you have a bright future ahead of you.
What's going on? What is this about, Mr.
Nothing that concerns you, Burkett. In fact, Why don't you make yourself scarce?
I think I'd like to hear what the deputy has to say.
The cards are on the table. So why not? The truth is, we've been falling behind the competition. Significantly so. We needed solutions. A few years ago, I began to diversify. We started to research chemicals, fuel, those sort of things. We developed an experimental fertilizer. And it failed utterly. It wiped out entire crops. I was prepared to write the whole thing off when we made a discovery that changed everything. Turns out, our fertilizer was transforming the soil, bolstering its mineral content tenfold. Mining is expensive, and so is the cost of raw materials. My mineral-enriching fertilizer solves several problems at once. The farmers provide free manual labor, and once the land is ready, we move in to extract and process the soil.
You sit on the Council of Governors. You betrayed the very people you are supposed to represent.
I wish there'd been another way. But I had to play the hand I was dealt. I never intended for anyone to be hurt. I told Hull to buy the land, not take it by force. Unfortunately, farmers can be stubborn folk. And I couldn't risk any witnesses.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How could you do something so awful to innocent people, to families?
Not another word out of you, Birgit. I can take your job. And more. We'll discuss this later. In any case, I suppose the gig is up. I give you my word that I'll call off the operation and return the land to its rightful owners. Like I said, I give you my word. Besides, the work was just about done. With that resolved, let's talk about you. As a member of the Council of Governors, I'm authorized to award you a substantial bonus. And of course, we'll both agree to forget about my little cost-cutting endeavor. Well, let's not be too hasty, Deputy. There's something else you need to consider. I'll do what's necessary to protect my company and my employees. If you tell anyone about this, you're risking their livelihoods. Do you really want to put all these people out of work and make their families suffer? Well, I'm afraid there's no avoiding it. The past can't be changed, but the future is very much in your hands, Deputy. You put me away, and this company will fall apart. You have destroyed far more lives than I did. I'll make myself very plain. I won't let you jeopardize my reputation, this company, or the people who work for me. If that means you suffer an unfortunate incident at the hands of my security personnel, so be it. I'm important. You're nothing.
You're not actually threatening to attack a Freestar Ranger, are you?
You have overestimated your position, Mr. Hope.
You just threatened a member of the Council of Governors. On my authority, you're stripped of rank, declared an outlaw. Guards! Dispose of this criminal!
Best not to leave anything useful behind.
That was a unfortunate turn of events, but let's see if we can calm Burge down.
He tried to have you killed. I don't understand. Mr. Hope always seemed like such a good person. But everything he said about the farmers and hiring those mercenaries was so awful. I'm just a little in shock. I'm still not sure I understand what happened. A conspiracy to steal farmland? It's just so hard to believe. That's not the Ron Hope I know. He never seemed that complicated to me. He always looked out for us, for his employees. No, of course not. But there was more to him than that. He had a genuinely good side, a caring side. And now he's... You killed him. Nobody should ever want that. Especially when it means killing someone who meant so much to so many people. What happens to us now? That would be Elana. Elana Nwankwo. She seems pretty capable. Maybe we'll be okay after all. I guess we'll have to figure things out. Find a path forward.
There are uncertain times ahead for you, but they will pass.
Make your questions snappy. Every rivet, every piece of plating goes through my team. If you've got a Hopetech ship, it means I've crawled through every inch of her at least once. This ain't no highfalutin New Atlantis desk job where everyone gets their after-bleeding noon tea. This is Polvo. We work for a living. If you think this is tough, you try farming in the tundra. Believe me, these blockheads got it good. Sure, it was a pleasure and all that bullshit to talk with you.
She'll be fine. Okay, so from previous playthroughs, I know there's a small chance that once we leave here, we will leave behind a couple of hostile security guards in the main lobby who will greet us every time we come back. Which will be unfortunate, but we can avoid coming in. And I think that happens when I fast travel out. But if we hang out here for a moment...
If you get the credits, we got what you need.
What do you got?
Welcome to Hopetech Sales. Give me your invoice. You don't? Well, what you need to know about our ships is there other star yards might got with Hopetech. A smart person chooses substance over form. So what are you in the market for?
What do you sell? I haven't actually looked at any ships for sale in a long time. Okay, so these guys are focused on making cargo ships, and it's okay if they're ugly. Although it does look like we've got some decent weaponry too. So he's running auto alpha turrets, which are the right kind of weapon. They've got good range. But they are turrets, which means sometimes they'll shoot at friendlies by mistake. I like to hold off on pulling the trigger if there's a friendly between me and the enemy, and turrets don't do that. Okay, that's the Star Semi. Little mover 2. Lots and lots of cargo. Look at that. Good Lord. Big rig. Oh my, look at all of that cargo. Yeah, so they are deep into cargo hauling. Not sure why you would call that a silent runner. Okay. Hopefully, we haven't left things in such a way that they'll be hostile when we come back. If we come back. There's a couple of things that happen later in the game where we might want to come in and go through there, but...
Excuse me. Just keep it holstered. Get along fine.
If necessary, we can just, I can park Andreja outside and I can run through and be out of their aggro radius, so to speak. Wonder if we could put 2 of those on. Okay.
Seems to be where we left it.
And we're back in the cockpit of our ship, and I'm going to save it up, and that's the end of that quest. When we come back, we will be doing the next one. Actually, let's make sure that we actually reached... Oh, we didn't reach the end of the Hammer Falls. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't stop the recording. Let's head back to Marshall Blake. Now, I've mentioned that I need some iron to build some stuff on the ship. Remember my outpost, I'm mining, let's see, iron and aluminum and a couple other things. So we've got that in quantity if we need it. If I always carry some iron, it means I'll be able to put an optimizer on whatever ship I'm flying.
Hey there.
So far, we have 2 ships.
You're back. Good to see you back safe, Deputy. What's the word on the mech factory? Were the mercenaries hiding out there? I take it that they weren't too much trouble for you, given that you're standing here. Did you find out why the First was taking over farms?
You are not going to be happy with this, Marshal. It was Ron Hope.
What? Ron Hope? That's one hell of an accusation, Deputy.
Are you really that surprised? Hope's always had a reputation as a man who'd do anything to succeed.
He's on the damn council, Emma.
So he can make laws favorable to his business interests. Sure, he's known to look after his people, but do you really think he gives a damn about some farmers on Montara Luna?
Did Hope explain his motives at all? That has a familiar ring to it.
I recall hearing about some Hope Tech initiative to help farmers. At the time, I just figured it was a PR stunt. Seems a little more sinister now.
Please, tell me you've got some evidence to back up these extraordinary claims. All right, let's see what you've got. Interesting. Yeah, this is pretty damning. Especially this last bit about destroying the slate. And you confronted Hope about this? Damn. This is going to send shockwaves throughout the Freestar Collective. If the people can't trust their leaders, anarchy could follow.
Have a little faith, Daniel. We're not the United Colonies. One bad apple won't spoil the whole damn barrel.
Easy for you to say. You ain't the Marshal.
Not yet, but you ain't gonna live forever, old man.
While we've got you here, there's one last piece of business to take care of. Emma, would you please?
With pleasure, Marshal. When you first joined us, I told you that you'd undergo an evaluation process. There's one thing left to do. A simple question. Do you feel ready to wear the badge of a full-fledged Freestar Ranger? Good. Duty and honor are the backbone of the Freestar Rangers. Marshal, I approve the deputy for advancement to the rank of Ranger.
Thank you, Ranger Wilcox. In your time serving as a deputy, you've shown exceptional courage, fearless tenacity, and a high regard for the safety of our citizens. By the authority granted to me by the Council of Governors, I hereby promote you to the rank of Ranger. Here's your badge. Wear it with pride. But don't forget the solemn responsibility it represents.
Well done.
I know you will, Ranger. Let's hear it for our new Ranger.
Well done.
Way to go.
Okay. And they have granted us a Star Eagle class starship, which we will be refitting into being the Star Turkey I have built before. Although, all the new parts. Ooh. Problem is, I don't think I'm high enough level to see all the new parts yet, so we might not want to do that outfitting quite yet. The real Star Turkey build doesn't actually work all that well until the 40s. Really best if I get up into the 60s for it. So, yeah, everybody's happy with me. First thing I'm going to do before I even go out to the launch pad to take a look at our new ship. Well, actually I have to switch to it to look at it.
Got anything you need to offload? Trade authorities always buy. You should inspect your ship for heat leeches. Okay, no problem.
Okay, so the Star Eagle. They put a lot of extra stuff on it to make the shape look good. And that means a lot of extra weight, which means extra landing gear that we don't really need. So I'm going to start by pruning away everything that is not needed. Which means cowlings. These are really nice engines. We can't grab them ourselves until Starship Design 4. If we start with this ship, we can use them. So, yeah. We're going to be discarding all the weapons. And look at all of the landing gear we've got. This is way too much landing gear. Let's pull this in so we can watch for errors. Okay, so there's still no errors. I think we still have more landing gear than we need. Okay, so now we've got an error that says too few landing gears. So we need at least one of those. Lander thrust of 2. These have lander thrust of 1. I think I can get rid of both of these guys. There we go. What have we got here? Cargo 2280. That's a lot more cargo than we need. I'm going to peel off all the cargo. So he's also got a tokamak X300 reactor. So this guy has a really great reactor and a couple of really great engines. We could rebuild our ship around this. But it wouldn't have the bonus of being recognized as the Mantis. That's the only downside. So we got captain's quarters. I don't really like the brig. Engineering bay, control station. Max crew is only 2 because we don't have any weapons. See, part of your crew capacity is how much you have for them to do. If you don't have weapons, they don't have anything to do, so they kind of go away. Let's put these. That kind of works. So we're selling off a bunch of things. We're going to end up getting 30K credits back for this. I'm still thinking that I want to build this guy up into the really big one. And I think we need a lot more credits to do that. I will have to think about it. Given that we've got the engines, these engines are actually my favorite engines, and we've got a reactor that puts out 29 power. That's the key thing. We'll have enough power. So the R4000 grav drive is 27 thrust. What we've got right now is 19. So we could, yeah, okay. Let's start doing this. I'm going to build it around the reactor and a grav drive on the top. Like that. Am I going to commit to this build? I am going to commit to this build. Or at least to this much of it. You can get rid of the storeroom. that guy there. Can you move everybody forward? Nope. Can get rid of that storeroom. Move you forward. There we go. So my plan is for a 2-level ship and each kind of module. Now, the fact that we have 2-level modules now, I think means I may be able to do a completely different design if we've got the right ones. I'm going to head to my my outpost and see what I got there. The outpost builders actually have decent sets of stuff with them. I'm not making this my home ship. I got no weapons. But I think what we're going to do is I'm going to do a separate recording for re-outfitting the Star Turkey. So I'm going to call this recording here. We are done with the Freestar Rangers, so I can't change any of the other clothing yet because I don't have it. When we come back, I will be at the lodge. I will have changed clothing. Actually, I'll change clothing at the lodge, take a nap, and then head out to my outpost where we can start working on doing a new ship design in the next recording, and I will see you then. This has been a short one.